Okay, and I'm going to try and explain to you. A lot of times people come to me and they say, hey, Ed, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? You should have so-and-so on your show and talk about this. And I'm going to give you my opinions and my insider info on all of that after these messages. And now a word from our sponsors.
Have you ever thought about opening your own mobile cart or kiosk business? Maybe the facility you manage could establish new revenue by adding coffee, food, or retail services. Cart King International can be the answer to your needs. Cart King is a North American designer and manufacturer of the finest mobile coffee, food, and retail carts and kiosks. Cart King has been working with clients and corporations across North America for 20 years, providing innovative designs, custom manufacturing, and timely delivery. Carts and kiosks are fun, and so are the dozens of designs on our website. Please visit us today at www.cart-king.com or just call us at 1-877-986-7771 and get your sales rolling.
PureSoapFlakes.com, 218-568-2525. Have you ever heard of Castile Soap? Pure Soap Flake Company handcrafts fine soap bars, laundry powder, and concentrated soap flakes using organic vegetable oils from their northern Minnesota facility. Bathe your body and wash your clothes with pure soap products that are free of fragrance, GMOs, palm oil, sodium lauryl sulfate, and synthetic additives. Keep it clean, folks. Pure Soap Flake Company products are kind to living creatures and sensitive skin, safe for drains and waterways, and work great in high-efficiency washers and top and front-loading machines. They have a little promotion going on. Contact them to order some soap. Mention the Opperman Report. You're going to get a free gift. They're going to send a little extra soap, travel size, soap bars and laundry soap, cleaning soap flakes. I've been using that stuff all day long today. Great stuff. Order today at puresoapflakes.com or give them a call, 218-568-2525, 218-568-2525. Pure Soap Flake Company is a proud member of the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild.
Tina Helmuth is writing an ongoing series of fact-fiction books that boldly takes on today's most heinous crimes. Suffer the Little Children, The Wrath of the Father, and Unbreakable. Deeply researched and mixed with the supernatural, good versus evil makes these thrillers hard to put down. Available at Lulu.com in paperback or ebook.
If you find yourself in need of legal representation, it can be a very stressful time in your life. In my career, I have dealt with thousands of lawyers, I've dealt with thousands of law firms, and I can confidently recommend to you Keith M. Davidson at kmdlaw.com. Available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just log into kmdlaw.com. That's kmdlaw.com. Or you can call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. That's 833-4KMD-LAW. Personal injury, wrongful death, STDs, sexual assault, car accidents. They handle it all efficiently and professionally. It doesn't matter how imposing the opposition may be, because the team at kmdlaw.com are battle-tested and fierce. They will not stop until justice prevails. Go to kmdlaw.com or call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. If you're in for the fight of your life, stop screwing around and contact KMD Law.
It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay. Welcome back to the Opperman Report. I'm your host, proud investigator Ed Opperman. You can find me every Thursday night. Well, one more Thursday night for sure. We'll find out after that. At getvocal.com, live video podcast. I comb my hair. I trim my beard. I put on a nice ironed shirt. Sometimes I'm not wearing any pants, but no one knows. And I'm on getvocal.com, VOKL.com. Please go there and sign up and join. And maybe the week after I'll be telling you to unjoin, but we never know. You never know what might happen. We may be able to salvage this relationship here. These Get Vocal folks. Anyway, okay. Let me see if I can get through this. Okay. A lot of times people come to me. And the way this came to my memory was someone saw an old story about one of my guests who came on my show to talk about Pizzagate. And he was a first-hand eyewitness, an exclusive interview. No one talked to this guy before I did. It was an exclusive interview with someone who actually knew these people involved. And either before the... No, it was... the interview hadn't aired yet, but I had written a post somewhere and I said, hey, my guest made a report to the FBI. And before the show aired, and I started seeing YouTube videos popping up all over the place by these big superstar researchers and investigators, YouTube guys with the big names and all the big numbers, and raking in, asking for gold. Pay me in gold. Gold. Right? All these characters. And that's some breaking news. There's going to be an FBI investigation. There's a FBI investigation been launched. And they're about to round up right around the corner. They're rounding over. And I call up the guy and I says, hey, man, did you talk to any of these guys? And he goes, no, Ed, I haven't talked to one of these guys. The only way they could know about that I talked to the FBI was that, the tweet you just wrote an hour ago, So when someone was talking about that tonight, I was reminded of that incident. And I started thinking back, at least recently this week too, a lot of people were saying to me, hey, Ed, you should have this reporter on your show, okay? And the reason why you should have her on your show is because she's written this great article about Epstein. And you can talk to her and you can find out what she knows, what she has to say, and all this stuff. Now, when it comes to the Epstein case, everybody knows. I've been reporting on Epstein since 2013. The first show I did the first show on Pizzagate too, by the way, but I did the first show on Epstein before I couldn't find a guest to come on the show because no one knew this story, okay? This was an unknown story when I first started telling it. And because when you Googled Jeffrey Epstein, the name Ed Opperman came up, then when the lawyers and the Katie Johnson lawsuit in 2016 against Trump and Epstein came up and they needed to hire an investigator, that's why they came and hired me, because I knew my way around this story. Now, since then, and especially since it came out that I was the investigator in this story. Now, I've been working behind the scenes, off the air, working on this for years. With all the lawyers, victims, vetting other victims, all kinds of stuff. All right? So I pretty much know what's going on. All right? Now, since he got arrested and he died, and then I was able to come out and give out a release, a partial release from my non-disclosure agreement on that case, limited. Then I was contacted by all the reporters that are working on this out there. BBC. I was just contacted by the French 20 Minutes, which is like 60 minutes. Radar Online, all these places. Daily Mail, New York Times, No Daily News, everyone's contacted me. But now, a few haven't. Notably, Miami Herald's never talked to me, and they know who I am. So, not only now do I know everything that I've worked on myself and some of the lawyers, what they know and different things, but now I also know what all the reporters who are chasing down the stories, what they know, because we talk, they call me to pick my brain. Now, sometimes, too, it's supposed to be deals where they're supposed to be paying me, and I never get paid. Okay, they wind up, the money never materializes. But, other times, we're shooting the crap back and forth, and we've all heard the same rumors. We all heard the same. Everybody's working on these same leads everywhere, and you can kind of tell who's legit and who's lost in the weeds, doesn't know what they're talking about or what they're doing, and all that's going on. But there's a few people that have never contacted me, and there's a couple of people, especially like Twitter superstars, who not only have never contacted me, but when I see them talking about my case and my clients, I've contacted them. And I said, well, I'm interested in your theory. What can you tell me about what you know? Would you like to do an interview? Oh, I'm too busy. I'm too busy tweeting and running down this story and investigating and researching. I have no time to do an interview, Ed. Okay, well, would you like to talk to me about what I know about this? You're talking about my case, my client. Would you like to talk? Oh, I'll get right back to you, Ed. As soon as I've got tea on. I've got tea on this stuff. You know what I mean? So you can kind of tell who's totally not legit and just making stuff up. Okay? Got some theories and they're Googling and they're looking at stuff. Now, while I was working on the Epstein case and I saw many stories would come up in the press about my client that I knew were total BS. Okay? And then as time goes on, too, things get scrubbed from the internet, too, as well. Things have been scrubbed from my show. We did a show with Johnny Vedmore about this woman who's connected with Epstein, who seems to be some type of Israeli intelligence. And I forget her name. And we're also connected with the healthcare system in England. Funny how, all of a sudden we got a pandemic, and we uncover this woman's connection, this bizarre woman, and we're getting her hands in the healthcare system. And she's gone nuts worldwide, trying to slap lawsuits on my video all over YouTube, everywhere it's posted. She's having difficulty here in the United States, but she's getting successful, getting it removed in Germany and France, all these other places, England. So, my point is with that, if I remember, is there's a lot of stuff that's reported in the press that's not accurate. And a lot of these people who you want me to talk to, they're getting all their information by Googling and reading articles and stuff in the press. Okay? I'll give you an example. I was saying that some of the stuff is scrubbed. Okay? And I was giving an example about how the Epstein woman is trying to scrub that, desperately trying to scrub that story. In the Tiger Woods case, this is totally scrubbed on the internet. You can't find it. The straw that broke the camel's back with the Tiger Woods affairs. And by the way, if you don't know what my involvement with the Tiger Woods case was, I'm the guy who vetted out all the Tiger Woods mistresses for my client, Gina Rodriguez, who was the agent for all the mistresses. She was also the agent later on for Stormy Daniels, okay? It's a small world. And she was also the agent for the woman in the Wintergate case, too. Now, the straw that broke the camel's back for Tiger Woods' wife was when she found out that he was dating a girl that he met when she was a little 16-year-old babysitter for him, for their kid, right? And there was an article about that. It was in the paper. And I know all the details of all this stuff because I know everyone involved, okay? And I was lived this, when there's a 24-hour news story going on and you're in the middle of it, you're in the middle of it. You're living this thing 24 hours a day. There's no breaks. Calls are flying back and forth. Hey, there's going to be a big story tonight. And then the story drops. It goes away, But you still got that information in your head. Now, this was so clever, okay? Now, that was the reason why they finally got divorced. When she found out that he was dating that little babysitter girl. He was dating her after she was of age, I guess. But they met when she was a little kid. And the way they twisted that and cleaned that story up and got rid of it was they did a story about how he met his wife when she was a babysitter for this other family. Okay? And they take Tiger Woods' babysitter and they spin the story in a different direction, and the first story disappears, and now the second story is the one you find when you go looking for it. So I've had people argue with me about this. So, no, Ed. You don't know what you're talking about, even though it's my case. Ed, you don't know what you're talking about. Here's a link. Here's a link to an article. Okay? So what I'm trying to tell you is, in the Epstein case, those links to those articles, many times the people who wrote that article got their information from partially by calling me up on the phone and sitting with me on the phone for 20, 30 minutes to pick my brain, quote unquote. Okay? So I know what I'm talking about with these things. I can't talk about everything I know, but I know what I'm talking about. And I can tell you. May not be able to talk about everything I know, but I know what I'm talking about. Maybe that'll be the title of tonight's show. So that was with Tiger Woods. But there's been other ones, too. And the Elefantis one, like I just told you before, with the Pizzagate one, like that was a whole thing where nonsense, was made up. Some guy pretending to be in the know, like he knew what he was talking about, when all he heard was the guy made a police report. That was it. No, FBI launched an investigation. People were about to get caught. Just didn't happen, okay? So a lot of the difference is here, see, and then there's some video going around. I think Liz Cronkin is behind it. And it's got 10 million views now. But Ed, what do you think of this video? I don't need to think anything about that video. I'm not going to waste my time. First of all, I'm not going to waste my time trying to educate myself on something going on in reality with a YouTube video by someone who's not involved in anything. Okay? Someone, by the way, who I know for a fact